It's Juve at Inter.
Juve at Inter. Oh, you by yourself?
Sorry?
Where's the 30,000 people?
Yeah, sorry.
Once every 11 years over here.
That was P.
Actually,
You could have put maybe. You look like Lukaku there. If I put it from behind, looks like
see the head.
face.
Lukaku.
So we have the same haircut.
But you could have put maybe another 1,000 motorcycles behind you, like with computer.
They were in Queens.
Yeah, they were. Because there's an Inter club in Middle Village. You ever heard of that?
Guys, we are live right now, actually.
Here we go.
We did a little bit early. We're getting Gaetano's reaction to how Peter was celebrating by the studio. And Gaetano, we weren't here. And we also have a special guest.
What were you
what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say I saw the celebration in San Siro, 30,000 people. I mean, incredible. And then I saw the celebration of Peter, but it looked like that was by himself. What's going on? What happened
There's only
there?
10 Inter fans in New York, you know?
They're coming out. They're coming out now. It was 11 years.
Peter's the first person I got to celebrate with, so I hugged him. We were jumping,
Anyway.
you know?
But
We
it
saw it on
still
it.
shows the enthusiasm from Pete, so good job.
He had to wait until the very last second until it was absolutely confirmed that they were winning the Scudetto. Peter was very nervous the whole time. You know, even when we knew that they were won like a couple weeks ago, I would tell Peter, I was like, yeah, congrats. He's like, no congrats yet. No congrats yet.
And,
Atalanta still need to play.
And that Atalanta, they missed the penalty, right?
Oh, my
90th minute.
God. Muriel.
They would have said another week, right? You said. And then the guy, he misses the penalty, but the ball is going to him. It's an easy goal, and he slips and he falls.
It was Inter's year.
Yeah.
Atalanta got a red card too early on. I mean,
But they
the
still,
goal, yeah.
but they still were winning.
no, yeah, they still
They were
still
in 10. With 10, they scored a goal. They were winning 1-0,
And then they
and then they
conceded.
had the penalty to win the game.
Why don't we say hello to Sabino over here
Yes.
too? Let's show
It's
the
always
camera
good
if
to
they
see you
haven't seen
guys.
him yet.
What's up,
Sabino,
guys?
welcome. We had to bring you
Thanks
on.
for having us always. Thanks for
course.
having us.
Inter fan. So what's funny is that we recorded a podcast yesterday. It was me, Antonio, Peter, and Ryan. You weren't available, and Mike was had Greek Easter. And then Sabino, you had texted, you're like, yo, we should do a podcast. And we realized the other half of our podcast already didn't even get to comment on Inter doing it. So we said, you know what? We'll put this together and we'll have everybody here. And I think some people were getting fed up, I got to be honest, yesterday between Ryan and Antonio. I think it was a little bit too much for the podcast.
Why? Because
Antonio, you know, he did his classic, nobody cares about the Campionato. This is toilet paper.
until AC Milan wins.
Exactly. Then it's gonna be complete opposite, right? It's the best thing ever.
Gaetano, do you think this year counts? Because a lot of people say with COVID.
You still Campione d'Italia. Absolutely counts. Because as it was COVID for Inter, it was COVID for Juve, and it was COVID for all the rest of the teams. Mm-hmm. So everybody struggled at one point or the other. And I think that Inter, too, they had their cases. So absolutely.
In the beginning, we were playing with, what's the guy? Kolarov in the back. And that killed us against
my
Inter
God.
Milan.
Yeah, but no.
So we were suffering in the beginning of the year a little bit.
Yeah. No, but of course it counts. To me, I mean, the championship was a great, a great championship, a great run. I had Juve Inter for the first two, and Napoli Milan for the top four. And I looked at the schedule, and I had seen that Inter is playing Juventus in 2 weeks. And I said, that's going to be the game that's going to determine the championship. And I could never imagine that 4 weeks in advance, with 12 points still to play, you already won the championship. So compliments to Inter. A job well done. You deserve it. You played well. And Conte had this mentality, which Conte, we had said it before, he's got this, he's a master at winning championships. But I think that he brought some mentality, some winning mentality, and he changed a little bit of the culture of Inter, which he does. You know, when he goes into a team, and we saw it with winning 3 Scudetto with Juventus. He went to Chelsea and he won an FA Cup. He won a Premier League. and then he goes to Inter. The first year he didn't do well, but the second year he came through in big time. So he definitely brings something to this Inter, whether it's the culture, a little bit of mentality, the winning mentality, that culture that you have to sacrifice at every practice, at every game. So I think you deserve it, and good for Inter.
I'm laughing because of how different the conversation is today as compared to yesterday. Antonio had started the show with the same question that you asked. Does it count with COVID?
Conte was a loser.
And he said that according to Antonio, it shouldn't count because of the way that it was with no fans and with some of the things
they were
that...
Campione d'Inverno. It was no problem though, right? That counted.
Anyway, we'll talk for real. Well said. It's true. I'll go back to Sabino.
So
you're the Inter fan over
Conte
here.
last year, we lost the Scudetto by 1 point. Even though, it was done way before, he still managed to bring the team from 4th place to 2nd place in just 1 year. He got the guys he wanted, Lukaku. He really made everybody buy into his system. I could just see the team being more comfortable after the first half. We're unbeaten since
17, 18 games.
So I'm looking forward to the future. I hope we keep this team together, add a couple of pieces, and compete in Champions League.
What's your reaction to winning after 11 years? How does it feel?
It feels great. I'm excited to see. But Barella had an amazing year. Lukaku had an amazing year. Lautaro. If he gets better, this team's gonna be dangerous.
Who was your MVP?
Honestly, I don't.
Can I give you some names?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I give you some names? You said MVP. Okay, is it Barella? Is it Lukaku? Is it Hakimi? Is it Conte? Is it Eriksson?
Marotta?
Bastoni? Marotta?
De Vrij.
Got a lot of options.
De Vrij, well, but who is the MVP?
Honestly, I like De Vrij a lot. I think a lot of the work he does goes unnoticed. He was our best defensive player by far. He's so good you don't notice he's there. He was like that last line of defense for Handanovic. Handanovic had a horrible year, and De Vrij really helped the back line a lot. I think, of course, the obvious answer is Lukaku.
Right.
But De Vrij is one of the guys that doesn't get enough credit.
I think Inter without Lukaku and Conte, you're not winning.
No, definitely.
I agree with that. They were, for sure, I had said that Lukaku was the MVP.
Lukaku, Conte, Barella, most important. De Vrij should get more credit than he does.
Fair enough. Respect. I mean, your whole defense was really, really amazing this year. The back three was just solid. I would say that, just to build on top of what you said, Lukaku as a player, for me, MVP, was the most important player for the team. But I would also agree with you that without Marotta, without Conte, without Lukaku, this whole revolution doesn't happen. They really did bring the mentality. And it's funny that you say that. I don't know. Did you see what Zanetti had said?
No.
He had said basically almost verbatim what you just said about how Conte brought this spirit to the team. He might have mentioned Marotta too. He might have mentioned both of them, but I know specifically he was pointing out Conte, saying that he brought this this aura about him that the second that he stepped into the training ground, there was winning that came back to Inter.
Right.
Confidence.
So me and Marco and I, we witnessed firsthand the practices of Conte when he was with Juventus and when he was in Philadelphia. And on a daily basis, we were there. We're the only ones allowed to go and
you went to
watch practices.
Juventus practices in Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so we witnessed firsthand. And I mean, what we saw there, I mean, I cannot believe how hard,
intense, right?
How intense and how hard they practiced them. One day the temperature was over 100 degrees. It was a record in Newark. I think it was like 105, 106, and Philadelphia was over 100 degrees. I don't know, 105 too. Incredible. But I must ask you, because Conte comes from Juventus, does that take anything away?
We were just talking about that. I think Mike asked me, is Conte more Juventino or more Interista?
Right.
And right now he's an Interista. I could see him just going back to Juve in the future because soccer, I think there's no holds bar. Coaches go anywhere, players go anywhere, whoever pays. So I could see that happening. Let's say the next 5 years, Inter does what they have to do, and Juve is not on top. I could see him going for Conte if that will help him get over the hump.
even though in the past you had a few players and coaches. Lippi went from Juve to Inter. Tardelli went from Juve to Inter to coach. So you had a few. Was Trapattoni?
Pirlo, Bonucci.
Yeah.
There's a few that went. Not direct. Not direct.
Bounced around.
But yeah, they bounced around to all three teams actually.
Where would you rank Conte and managers in Italy right now?
What for the right now
Yeah,
is
right now.
is the
He's
best.
number one?
Yeah, right now is the best coach.
And in the world,
Definitely.
where would you put him?
I think that one of the reasons also that Inter did so well is Pirlo. Pirlo did very poorly because I had Juventus as player by player you can match up. I mean, they are pretty
You
good.
guys got Cristiano Ronaldo. He's the best player in the world.
Yeah, but
There's
you're
always
more than one player.
Well, the difference is the difference. Inter was one of the best defense in the Serie A, and Juventus was one of the best.
You know
defense.
where the
I
big
think,
difference
right?
comes in.
The difference, I think,
No,
they're
it's very-
more or
very
less. I
similar.
think they got
Yes.
26, 27
a
goals
couple
against.
goals apart.
Right. Okay. So you had the best defense as far as forward is concerned. Yeah, Lukaku did well, and but also Ronaldo did well.
Yeah, Ronaldo
So-
scored more goals.
Guys, the midfield is
so-
night and day.
Yeah, it's the
The
midfield.
midfield is relegation compared to Champions League.
Okay, but when the season.
But then with the goalkeeper too,
What?
it levels
Yeah.
out.
When the
Levels out
season's
a little bit.
Not at all.
With Honda
Honda
made
didn't-
like 3 huge
yeah.
mistakes. in the
Honda
last-
didn't
Three
have a
mistakes
very
out of
good
an
season.
Well,
entire
we
season.
didn't, Barella this year had an MVP here. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. You didn't know that, Barella was.
Inter's backup players.
You know,
Inter's bench
was gonna be-
midfielders are better than Juve's starting midfielders.
You're talking about Eriksson and
I don't know who's the bench. I don't even know. Is it Brozovic, Vidal, Eriksson, Barella, Sensi? That's 6 players. Any of those 6 are better than Juve's 3 midfielders.
Sensi didn't play the whole year, basically.
Sensi was
but-
injured.
Yeah.
No, since he was out.
But I get what you're saying. I mean, Arturo is good.
I mean,
Dybala's
you
good.
expected Arturo to do better. I didn't know that Barella was going to have this great of a year. McKennie, we thought it was so.
Yeah, McKennie's good.
We thought
He's
it
the only
was
one who
so
did good.
Like I said,
good.
if you write the 11, Inter's 11 and Juve's 11, it's pretty close.
So,
I don't agree.
I
I think it was way overstated.
I
That's
think
why
Conte helped.
That's
Inter
why I had
get
Inter
over
winning because you could
Conte-
see that the players were not the
Conte
same.
made the players so much
Well,
better.
100%.
Okay, and Pirlo didn't.
He gets the most out
I
of
mean,
them.
I saw yesterday Dybala play. Mamma mia! I cannot recognize
He's a
the
different
way.
person.
I mean, he loses every ball. He has no idea. He's got no creativeness. He's lost. He's completely lost. And what did Pirlo do to help him out with him and also with the midfielders? I mean, he was a midfielder, so he could, he could help the midfield to see the way they had to play, but he did not do it.
But think about it. You just said player for player. And last year, Inter were 1 point away from Juventus.
Even
Who
though it
got
was
better
over,
and who
even
got
though it was over
who got better and who
before.
got worse? Inter got better in the summer and Juve got worse. So it was pretty obvious that Inter were going to go on and win this.
Well, worse in
the
which
writing
way?
in every sense, in almost every sense
They
of
got
the.
Arturo and McKennie, right? Off in the
Well,
summer.
McKennie was considered that he was never going to play. That was McKennie beforehand. Nobody knew that
They
he
were
even
shocked.
existed.
They were shocked when they got him.
Nobody knew who he was, so you can't consider McKennie. Artur, straight swap for Pjanic, so didn't really change much. Besides that, the coaching downgrade was massive. You knew that you were going against that, and Conte just excels.
I
So
think
of course,
we all said that when they got Pirlo. Like, why are they doing this? Like, they were ready
it
to
was
win
strange.
now with Ronaldo. When you have Ronaldo, you should be going for it all.
Anyway, to focus on Inter, I had said I don't want to speak because it doesn't matter for me. I already said yesterday that I give the compliments. I think that they were the best team for sure. I don't agree. I think that it totally counts, and they deserved it. And the writing was in the cards for 2 years. And I give credit to, for me, the management was just spectacular. I think that Steven Zong, who you brought up, maybe he's the youngest president to ever
he's
win.
29 years old.
He might be the youngest president to ever have won a Serie A. I mean, most
gotta
likely.
look that up.
Even though
He
he's
is.
the youngest. Yeah.
Pete confirmed.
Assumed.
That's like when your dad, like that really rich kid that the dad buys a Ferrari for. Like, go ahead, go drive
You
this
want a football
around.
club?
And then he drives faster than all his friends and like, you're the best.
Yeah, you're
He's
the
like, all right, I
best.
got a Ferrari.
Exactly.
But anyway, I would give credit to them because they didn't reinvent the wheel. They saw what worked. They replicated it, and they played the same game plan that Juventus had right against them. Juve did the same thing when they finished 7th place in a row twice. They brought in Marotta and Conte. They said, all right, do exactly what you did, the first time. And one of the questions was, and you already said this, and I was going to ask the question, was this Inter winning because they were the best, or was it Juve losing the Scudetto? What do you guys think? What do you
Well,
think?
you got to compare Inter to Milan because Milan was first place for the majority of the year before 2021. So, I mean, I feel Juve, of course, winning 9 Scudetto in a row, they're the favorites. They're always in the topic. But realistically, you got to compare from Inter to AC Milan. And I feel Inter was a more complete team than AC Milan.
What do you think? But do you think it was Juve that dropped so much that's why Inter won, or Inter won because they were just so much better? They would have beaten the best Juve.
No, Inter with Conte, it was the best. It was the best team. But it would have been interesting if I take Conte out of Inter and put there Pirlo.
That's battling for top 4.
And put Conte in Juventus. It would have been interesting to see what happened. Even though Allegri keeps saying, coaches don't score any goals, which yes, I agree with that. But the job that Conte did this year at Inter, I think that's what a coach is there to do, is to make the players improve. And Conte did just that. The players improved tremendously, and Pirlo did not do that. So it's a tough question to answer.
Training-wise, you could definitely see the Conte effect, but there was 2 games we played without Conte, right? That he got banned with the cards once.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
still won.
He was banned for Juve for like 3 months.
He was screaming.
Yeah, right? He was banned with Juve for like 3 months. Remember?
But that's what you're
he was
getting,
Champions League, but
it's
it's more so the team that he built.
Exactly.
I think that now undoubtedly he's the best coach in the world right now. League coach.
I know I'm not the only Inter fan that's going to say this, but sometimes it's very frustrating with Conte because you see like things aren't going a certain way and he doesn't play Eriksen. And now he finally did play Eriksen. And then like we're losing or we're tied and he's not making the substitutions till the 77th minute. Like we have our Inter group chat and we always like, this guy Conte, man. Like it's not always like he's the best. Like we're very critical of him. And I remember a point this year where like, is it time for him to go? Remember that? Like when we got eliminated from champions, we weren't at first. I'm like, if this guy comes out of the season with nothing, we got to let him go. So it's not like it's, a perfect relationship.
No,
I feel like,
yeah,
we definitely have a love-hate thing with him. There's pros and cons.
I definitely think it's never going to be perfect. But Marco, I get what you're saying with that. If you're saying like the best Juve and the best Inter, which we'd say right now in the past few years, I just feel like Inter matured so much and they proved themselves. When they had to be Juve in the Derby d'Italia, they did it. When they had to be Milan in the Derby della Madonnina, they did it. They beat Atalanta. They showed that they wanted it, that they deserved it. Mm-hmm. So, yes, I guess you could say they weren't playing against the strongest of the sides, but they were hanging on the longest, Milan were right there getting those results, but Inter were right there behind them, and they just outlasted Milan at the end of the day.
I don't think you could even compare Milan, though.
But they were on a magical run.
Milan weren't even. It wasn't even fair.
They were sick in the beginning.
But it wasn't even
everything
fair.
was going their way.
It wasn't even fair to put the pressure on Milan, even though they earned the pressure by getting there. We all knew. We all had said that they were going to drop off.
But they were on that.
It was pretty obvious.
They were on that streak though, so you got to give him that credit.
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
when Zlatan was playing out of his body.
Exactly.
How long does Inter dominate Serie A now? Going forward, because if we look at next year, we don't know what's happening with Juventus. We don't know who's going to be the coach. We don't know if they're even going to be in Champions League. We don't know if Ronaldo's staying. There's a lot of factors. Atalanta's obviously getting better, but to see them really challenging for a title is always going to be, out of the question. It needs a unicorn season.
So Inter will dominate one more year.
One more year.
One?
I think 1 to 2 more years. 1 year for sure.
1 year.
1 year. There's going to be nobody that has a shot next year.
And you might ask me why.
Why?
Yeah, we're curious.
You wanted that, right?
Everybody at home wants to know.
Okay, so
it was a punchline right there.
So this is what happens with Conte. Conte goes to a team.
Yeah.
He wins 3 championships in a row.
I'll take 3 in a row.
He's doing fantastic. He's on the 3rd year. He starts the season, but because he doesn't get the players that he wants, he takes off.
Yeah.
He goes to Chelsea. He wins the championship, wins the FA Cup, but then he's got a problem with the ownership and he leaves. This year, there were times where he did have problems. He was criticized a lot.
It got bad.
Remember last year with Europa League 2?
Yeah,
it got bad.
It got really bad. I mean, they were really after Conte at one point, especially when you said, when you were not doing so good in Champions League. I mean, at the end, there was a time at the end of the game. I mean, he was really.
They thought he was getting sacked.
He was really
being criticized.
Too.
So if he doesn't get the players, okay, is he gone? Because he's going to ask for players for the Champions League.
Last year
he's going to ask for a lot of players.
He got really upset last year when there was rumors they were going to sell Lautaro, and he got mad like that. The team didn't come out and say we're not selling him.
I think on top of that too, it's definitely a factor because I mean he left Juve. He was begging for like Cuadrado was the player. He's like, I need this guy. He left like middle of training. Like mid-July.
He wanted a center forward, if I remember correctly.
I thought it was Cuadrado. Maybe I'm wrong. It was probably a few players. He has high demands. Yeah. Obviously, he's gonna. The summer we'll see what happens with Inter. We don't know what's gonna happen. But I think bigger than the players is he drains his guys. Like his group. There's only so much. And Conte, honestly, I will say, if you're a team that's rebuilding, I don't think there's a single coach in the world that's better to rebuild your team than Conte. In terms of immediate results, I don't know any coach that brings more immediate results than Antonio Conte in the league. Say what you want about Champions League, right? But he goes for this motivational approach, right? He's like, you're the best. We got to do this. Every game is important. You have to split blood. What we've seen with him is that after 2-3 years, there's only so much you could keep saying the same thing to the players.
That's why I said 1 more year, 3 years. That's why I said 1 more year.
I totally agree. And that's his style. It is his style. He drains a guy. It's like, you keep twisting a wet towel. At one point, you can't just keep saying the same things to a team. And he hasn't shown that he could adapt and be that long-term coach. And maybe he doesn't want to. Because guess what? He could get paid a huge salary to just keep going to different clubs that are struggling and revamp them. And he does it really well.
You know what's interesting now? I get what you guys are saying with the past. In this past, it didn't look so bright in terms of how long he was staying. But I think a week ago, he did say that he wants to build something with Inter. He wants to stay at a club.
Everybody says
he said it at Juve.
But now if you ask me how many years could you think Inter could win? I think right now Milan and Inter, they're a little discombobulated in terms of rebuilding, who to get, and all that stuff. I think 2 years are in the bag, almost secured, maybe 3 years. And considering it's good sailing with the management with Inter, and they keep giving him what he wants, I think we could see Conte their past 3 years, unlike his past jobs. I think this could be the first time be like, I'm comfortable here. The management likes what I'm doing. They're giving me the players I want. We're doing good. We're competing in Champions League now. In the future.
Clarify what you mean by 3 years. They're gonna win 3 years. You said 3 years are in the bag.
2 years in the bag, 3 years.
2 years in the bag. You're saying another close. 2 years on top of this.
I think 2 years safe, he's going to get the Scudetto. Okay. I think convincingly he'll get it. In terms of he'll win it, I believe. And then after that, but I do think he's going to stay. I don't think he's just going to dip like he did with Chelsea, Juventus. Because he has that, what he has here, what he didn't have before, is that security in terms of, okay, we trust you. You won. You know what I'm saying?
He had the same thing everywhere. Juve had
money though, but
how do you know that Inter's going to give him money?
Cash.
Inter's struggling right now with their ownership.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Smooth sailing with the ownership and saying that goes through, even though it's a big.
The biggest issue at Inter is the financials, though. Like, are we going to get the loan? So, like,
that's why I'm saying.
Let's say we end up losing a guy like Barella or Lukaku. It's over.
I wouldn't say over,
but it's a big step. We got to take steps forward, not 100%. Steps back, if we're going to be talking about winning another Scudetto.
I don't know if Juve will wait 3 years to be able to win again. Well, I know you said 2 years and then the third year. I think that Juve is the type of team that they're going to push everything just to try to be able to win that. I don't think we'll ever go 11 years without winning. I'll just say that.
Yeah, we completely
we got to throw a little bit. But having said that, I would agree that I think that next year, if Conte stays and Marotta stays, I definitely see Inter. I think that Juve, there's still a lot of question marks in regards to what goes to the summer. Milan, you can't really expect too much. They're not at that level. They don't have. Pioli's not the coach to take them forward to actually win.
Pioli's on fire.
You like that one? Yeah. Did you see the Inter fans?
Saw that?
They were singing Pioli's on fire.
That was a Milan chant, and we were chanting it.
Yeah, they were making fun of him, basically.
Yeah, but anyway, one more question regarding Inter I got for you guys, which I brought up yesterday on the podcast. I would love to see your 3 answers. So, we're at this point. Juventus, they lost their dominance. The 9 years in a row, they won 9 Scudetti in a row, which is the most by a long shot. I think Inter had won 4 or 5 in a row at one point. that's what Juve fans will hold on their chest. They say, we won 9 in a row.
You guys have 36 also.
Milan fans will hold on their chest saying, we won 7 Champions Leagues. Inter fans, we got the triplete. Now I ask you guys, which of those 3 will be broken first? Will another Serie A team win the triplete first? Will another Serie A team win 7 Champions Leagues first? Or will another Serie A team win 9 Scudetti in a row?
Well, the 9 Scudetto in a row, you could forget about it.
Say like never gonna happen.
Nah.
That's what I think.
Nine in a row is not good. The 7 Champions League, we have to wait a long time. So the triplete.
Yeah, I think
that could happen.
The triplete is
You're
definitely.
saying the triplete is easy. You need like a superstar team, like just a team that's clicking on every.
What do you think?
You know, I listened to the podcast and I heard that, and as an Inter fan, it's funny because we'll say, you know, we got more Champions League than you, to a Juve fan, and we'll say we got more Scudetti than you, to a Milan fan. But I mean, just because I feel the league we took, like everybody was off for 3-4 years when you guys went on that crazy run. If it's this competitive going forward, that would probably be the hardest one, the 9 Scudetti in a row.
Because you need both. You need to be really good for so
consistent,
long, but you
hard.
also need, you know, the other big teams to not be good for a while.
Yeah.
It was like the blend of like the things meshing together, which is
Milano
really difficult.
disappeared.
Yeah, I would say that triplete, because you need one very good year, so it's definitely possible. But Juve, I don't want to take anything from Juve. 9 Scudetti is incredible. Mm-hmm. But in terms of competition-wise, the Juve and the rest of the teams were, you know, Serie A and Serie B in terms of like that. The competition wasn't as crazy, and I wish we never get to the era where someone wins it that crazy.
This was before like someone like Ronaldo was even in the league. Like they were saying that we were a farmers league during those days.
They were saying that, but I just don't.
They still say that. But,
like I don't think it's gonna go to 9 again, only because I don't think the competition is gonna be that far apart, and that's where I feel like. It wasn't the competition there wasn't strong enough.
Let me push back a little bit.
Sad. Yeah.
Let me push back a little bit. If we were having this conversation in 1994 and I said, would anyone ever win the Scudetto 9 years in a row? You guys would look at me like I was telling you the earth was flat, and you would say, are you crazy? The Serie A is so competitive, it's never going to get to that point.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so you're not saying anything different.
American
No, you said that you don't think it'll ever get to that point that it's not competitive. As it was before.
I said I wish it doesn't get to that point where it have to be that where someone
I get
would win
that.
9 straight.
I'm just saying, like, realistically,
which
one do you think would happen? Like, what would be the order of what would happen first? Not what you wish, not what you want. What do you think it would happen?
I told you triplete, I think is...
And then?
Triplete... I'm being optimistic here because I don't want the 9
What do you think? Not what you want.
I'd say I probably... Champions League is so hard, man. Champions League,
you gotta get lucky in Champions League.
So just for full context, Inter would need 4 Champions Leagues and Juve would need 5.
That's
because there aren't 2 and 3.
Champions League, you have to be the best. You got to be the best in the world.
With a good team, with an amazing team, like if you had an amazing run, you would be like blessed to win 4 Champions League in 10 years.
It might not be the Champions League anymore real soon.
But it's yeah, exactly.
It might go to Super League.
Those 2 are very tough. I think it's definitely on the same level in that sense.
So Sabino, congrats on your Scudetto. You deserve it.
You
deserve it. It was a long time coming.
We'll
I think
be
you
back.
guys gotta enjoy it. I need to ask you a question right now. This is on my mind. Fonseca, what the hell's going on?
Oh my God.
Your Europa League against Manchester United and then Sampdoria.
Fonseca, I don't know what happened about Fonseca.
I know you're a big Roma fan, right?
Fonseca is out. Fonseca
has to
is
be now.
I mean, they look like the team is burned out. I don't know what happened. I mean, I was listening to the podcast and Roma was winning 2-1. And this guy was jumping up and down and
the live stream.
And on the live stream. And then and then it was 2-2. And then I turned it off because I was busy. And I go home.
6-2, right?
I go home and I see 6-2. What the hell did that happen?
Unfortunately.
I mean, what? I mean, I couldn't believe it, and I never saw the goals, so I don't know how they scored the goals.
Vestido.
Don't even look at that.
I mean, there's a lot of giveaways, and I mean, it's so. I mean, when they were winning 2-1, I was thinking maybe they could do it. You know, maybe if they even 2-2 was good, and you go home, you know, it's 0-0, and you through.
They've done it before,
either
right?
1-1,
Barcelona.
Yeah, 1-1, you through, but 6-2, you know, that's it. You know, they're out. And now, this last Sampdoria, Yeah, it's finished.
Nail on the coffin for Fonseca,
You're-
right? We could say.
Sadi, just to give the news, I know I said it before, but Sadi's going to take over Roma.
Next year, right?
Yeah, he's going to sign a 2-year deal. Thoughts? Right move, first of all, to sack Fonseca?
Well, at this point, I mean, like I said, I like Fonseca. I thought he deserved a little bit more, but now with this kind of results, I mean, if he would have made at least the Champions League or make one or the other, or go to the final of the European League, I think they would have kept them. Now at this point, no. Sarri, probably for Roma to bring him to the Champions League. Maybe he's the right coach to bring him to the Champions League. Yeah, he might do okay.
You don't seem sold on.
No, I'm not. I'm not sold.
You don't like
Not very
Sadi.
convinced.
I don't know if he has the players for like
I'm not a big
Saudi style.
Sorry, yeah.
They got owners so they can ball out. So
He's good for Roma.
They'll do it.
Yeah,
good for Roma.
it's
think
good
so?
for Roma. I
He's good
mean,
for
with
Roma.
the Napoli, he had them playing good at one point. They were really playing.
He's built for that kind
I
of
think
team.
that's the best option for Roma.
I agree.
I'd be
mean-
for Roma fans. I'm very optimistic for this.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
Sadi could do some
Yeah, if
wonders.
he
He's
can
actually
bring
got
him-
experience to Serie A too.
100%.
Yeah.
And
If you can
attractive
bring
football.
him in the top 4, I think that he would do his job.
The one thing I'll say, the caveat, is that he needs time. He needs at least a year. For 1 year, you can't even expect to be fighting for a Champions League.
Which is reasonable.
Which is reasonable.
Which is very.
And I
reasonable.
think in 2 years, after 2 years, you'll see Sadi's team come to
Yeah, I
life.
mean, he's
But just
got
be patient.
he's got Zaniolo coming back, which
It's a big one.
It's a big, it's a big time player. It needs to get a center forward probably,
Vlahovic.
and a couple of midfielders of his own.
and then I think he could do well. He's got some interesting, good players there.
What else we want to talk about? Anything else on your mind, Sabino?
So who's gonna win next year's Scudetto? Is Inter a lock?
I think Inter's a lock
Well,
though for me.
You have to see where we need to see who's coming, who's going, and which coach is coming
Yeah,
and
I
which
agree.
coach.
Inter's gonna get a
is,
left wing back, I think, another striker and a midfielder.
I mean,
and it's
you
locked.
need.
Anything else?
What do you need? What do you
Wow, they
need?
just got the Scudetto.
What do you need for the Champions League other than
We
maybe
need
a
a
goal?
backup for Lukaku.
What about a
We
goalie?
need a backup for Lukaku too.
Yeah, no goal.
Because this guy, they never sub him out.
Yeah.
That's why he's not scoring
He's a
goals.
worker.
the last
That guy
couple.
works too much, man.
I'll take a Dzeko off the bench. Something like that. A big 9 that can hold the ball up. Left wing back. We need a backup
Another
defender.
center back.
We play the same
Yeah,
two
same
defenders.
three.
Hey,
I mean, it's good too.
Darmian
but
did pretty good.
super. that guy came out of nowhere.
Oh,
I mean,
He was the Giaccherini of Inter.
He was a great
Impact
great
sub.
sub,
Yeah.
late for us, but
He's not
he's
Champions
saying,
League.
He played defense for us in the back one game when we didn't have De Vrij or Bastoni. One of them.
So what I heard from you was all backups, besides the left wing back. You think that mostly this team is good enough to compete in Champions League?
I think so. The way we're playing right now, yeah. No, but if you want to compete,
Do
in
you
Serie
need
A
a
and Champions-
goalkeeper?
Oh, bad. That one too.
Oh.
But we have Radu on the bench, and now that we secured the league, I would really like to see what he got for 4 games.
You're gonna trust Radu?
I
Not for
would
the
say-
last games. I'm saying for next season, Champions
Let's see
League.
what he got.
Yeah, he hasn't played. He hasn't played, so you
That's
can't
what he
really.
got.
you
Well, he
can't-
doesn't play for a reason. Handanovic is back. Can you imagine how bad
I mean,
Radu
he's
is?
a captain. On
We
Come
saw
on,
him
guys.
play. When did he play? He played a few
Play him
games.
against Juventus.
I don't remember.
Play him against Juventus. Put him in that game.
Yo,
if you guys are so confident.
Juventus gonna be pleading.
I
when
don't
they
remember
play.
good
Honda's
things.
so streaky though. Holy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Who do you get though? You're gonna try to
Musa.
steal Donnarumma from?
Musa.
We don't want. Donnarumma's too expensive, man.
Him or
10 million a
Crano, I
year.
think.
I heard what you were saying on Donio yesterday, and I'm curious. You think Donnarumma will leave or
Yeah, Donnarumma, if he doesn't get the money with Raiola, is
I
going
go
to
to
be.
I
PSG?
don't
You
agree.
think
I
though?
don't
Where's he
agree.
gonna go?
I think it
That's what
depends
you're saying?
if they get Champions League or not.
I think he's gonna stay. I think it's a bluff. I don't. He's not gonna leave me alone.
I mean, if
No,
they don't
maybe.
get Champions League, you think he's going to stay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he hasn't been with Champions League his whole career. What's one more year?
He's used to
What's
it.
one more year? Yeah,
One
he's
more
21
year.
years old. He's building in the project.
You know
Yeah, I
how
don't think it's
short
crazy.
years are?
I'm just saying. I think he's sold in the
It's
project.
crazy to
He's not
think
gonna
this guy's
leave.
been a goalkeeper 5 years, 20
Ah,
years
yeah,
old,
it's
21
crazy.
years old.
20
Yeah, but you
years
got to
old.
get some money for him too, no?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. But he's gonna be your goalkeeper for the next 2 decades.
He's not saying if they're out of Champions League for sure.
No, I don't
He's
agree
not
with
saying.
you. I don't.
He's
You
not
think
saying.
he'll take less money for Champions League?
I think that he'll get the money wherever he wants. I think he'll get PSG who would want him. I think that Juventus, if Juventus got Champions League over him, he will get
I
Juventus. I don't think he cares
I
that
think
much
you're
at this
sold
point.
on
I think it's all dependent.
If Donnarumma left Milan for Juve, that would be like the biggest
break
backstab.
loose.
If he leaves, he's got to go to another league.
But what's
He's gotta
so-
go to England, Spain?
I saw a tweet. It was hilarious. It was saying, sorry, I know you're about to say something. It was like Juventus looking at Donnarumma is as if your house was burning down and you call a plumber because the toilet's still not fixed. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
You understand the reference?
They got a million.
You got the house burning down, but you're trying to fix the bathroom.
Yeah. No,
I don't
there's-
remember who said it
No,
was.
you said something about the goalkeeper, but
Yeah.
there was years ago. I don't know if you remember. There was the Berlusconi Cup,
Yeah.
and the goalkeeper got hurt from AC Milan, and Berlusconi and
I don't remember this.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, the goalkeeper got hurt
Uh-huh. And what happened?
from Juventus, and Berlusconi gave him a goalkeeper to
No.
Juventus.
Is that real?
Yeah, yeah.
When? It was like 2009, 2010?
When there was the Berlusconi Cup.
What was that like?
It used
about
to be in the
like,
summer.
The Berlusconi Cup was every summer, and they played the.
It was all Italian teams.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
no.
No,
It was
it
just Juve, Inter, and Milan.
Yeah, that's
So
all.
is
It's
that
only
for
three.
the
They
Super
played a
League-
weird
the Super League
three.
teams.
They played a
It was
weird
three.
three
I
tournament.
think-
Super- it was
Berlusconi
like a
was
Super
before the
League?
Super League.
Yeah, they played.
It was a strange format.
A summer
It was like
tournament.
one half
Yeah.
or like one game. Yo, it was so weird.
or
I think it
die.
was one half, one half, one half.
Yeah, I
it was
think so.
something strange
But
like that.
Berlusconi owned AC Milan, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Berlusconi on AC Milan, and a goalkeeper got hurt,
Are the
and
comments saying
Berlusconi
anything?
gave
Are they confirming?
Listen, if
anybody,
it's your cup, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
yeah, it's many years ago. I don't know if anybody remembers, or otherwise we'll look it up, and the next time we'll let you know exactly.
So you're trying to say they're going to repay the favor?
Yeah, yeah.
An eye for an eye.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that's what I think about Donnarumma. Anything else? Anything else that you saw this week? Because we covered everything yesterday, but if you guys have something...
Gaetano, who's getting regulated?
Oh, I mean Parma and Crotone. It's already
true.
it's a
It's a
done
wrap.
deal.
Who's the last?
And
who's the last one?
Benevento?
Torino won this.
Torino beat
yeah,
Parma.
It would be a
Benevento.
huge blow if Torino went to Serie B.
No, Inzaghi.
Your buddy, he hates
People
Inzaghi.
Inzaghi's.
You don't like him?
As a coach, he doesn't like it.
He does this, he does that. Oh my God! Everybody's up. He's jumping up and down all the way up.
Conte does the same thing.
And now, but Conte is winning and wins. People,
Slight difference.
There's
Serie
something.
B.
There's something about that
he
seat.
came from a Serie
Yeah,
B.
yeah.
There's something about that
They
seat.
just got promoted from Serie B. What do you
Yeah,
want them
so-
to win the Scudetto with Benevento?
but the way you talked a few weeks ago, a month ago, it's like, oh my God, what is Benevento? Benevento doing that? How many games that they lost in a row? 4 or
They came
5?
from Serie B.
It's true.
Yeah.
Verona
What do
came
you
from
want them
B.
to do?
So-
Not this season.
Yeah, but
3
last year,
seasons ago.
they did really good.
Bro, there's a big just because there's one example.
Listen,
you
I
can't
got
expect
more
them to be-
respect for Spezia in Italiano than
They're 2 points
than
above.
that.
How much more respect do you have? A couple points above them.
Yeah, but this guy, I mean, he comes from a big team, okay, and he's been around.
Okay.
He's got the experience.
Damn, you shut me up there, guys.
So what about the top
Put your
four?
foot down.
Who's the rest of the remaining three now? Because it's close, right? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Atalanta.
They all have
very
69
close.
points.
Atalanta,
Atalanta, Milan.
Milan.
Is it
Juve?
Atalanta, Milan, Juve? I think they all have 69 points.
And then Napoli's right
67.
behind them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Juventus, Atalanta, Milan with 69, and Napoli with 67.
well, there's gonna be Juventus Milan and Juventus Inter, right? And Inter Juventus.
And Juve have to play Sassuolo, which is tough.
So
And they got 3 tough games.
those are all for Champions League. It's tough. It's tough.
I think
I
Lazio
thought-
and Napoli are going up.
I
You
thought
think Napoli?
I thought
Lazio and Napoli?
I think Lazio, Napoli, and Juve
And
and Milan
Atalanta?
are going to go out. No, Atalanta staying up.
He likes
Okay,
the
hold on,
underdogs.
hold on,
Mikey
hold on.
likes the
Yeah.
underdogs.
Hold on. So you're saying Inter's going to win Winter won the Scudetto.
Yeah.
Atalanta second.
Atalanta second.
Napoli third, and Lazio fourth.
Oh
That's what
no!
I'm saying.
Mike,
This is
so
why
Milan
people
and
call
Juve
you
out.
Flipper.
I think we're going to see a surprise.
No, that's not.
It's going to be tough, but I think we're going to see a
gonna
surprise.
happen.
It's gonna be.
What
it's
What would
gonna
you want?
be-
Would you want that? Would you prefer that?
I wouldn't prefer that.
What would you prefer?
I would prefer. I want to see Milan there, and I like to see Juventus there also.
And then, but Atalanta, yes, or
no, I like Atalanta.
so
100%.
that would be your
I
top
want
four if you could
100%
choose. If you could sign for it.
If I could sign for Inter, Atalanta, Milan, Juventus.
Okay. Who you?
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping that Napoli would be there, and I had Napoli from the beginning. I had them in the 4th place. And now I don't know if they're gonna Sunday. All the goals that they missed, there's so many chances, and then to lose that game the way they did, to tie that game the way they lost 2 points.
It's like a toss. It's like a loss. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they had so many. I think at the end of the day, Napoli is going to be out.
So who's the top 4? Inter,
Atalanta, Juve, and Milan.
That's what I have the same exact thing.
I think that's the smart answer. Like, I agree. It would be nice to see either Juve or Milan not in it. You know,
Of
at
course,
least one of them.
that would top off your league.
Especially Juve. Just saying.
I'm rooting for Napoli, but
Yeah, I'm rooting for Napoli too.
Wait, so who would be
the
if you
Southern
got to
Team
choose?
baby,
If you
right?
got to choose, who would be a top 4?
if
If you were choosing,
if
if I was choosing, I'll give Sassuolo 10
but
points.
no,
too.
but be realistic.
I
You-
was sure-
be
if I-
realistic. You can't say Roma. You can't be realistic.
No, if I had to choose, I would have Inter, Milan, Juve, Napoli.
No, Atalanta for all the hard work they did. Shame on you. Shame on you. They didn't sell anyone, and they
Easy. Oh my
Unbelievable.
gosh, you pinched the nerve.
You
What
have
is
to
that?
think. You have to think for the future.
I am thinking
Okay.
for the future. So
Yeah.
is Pericassi and Atalanta right now.
but are they
They
gonna start
They
selling
didn't
players?
sell last year. They didn't sell one of their starters.
But are they going to sell players
I don't
this
think they
year?
will, no.
Well, I'm thinking for the future. I think that if they get big offers, they sell.
they made
sell
3 consecutive
players.
Champions League runs.
But it's not about selling players. I think you guys have the idea
That's part
wrong.
of it.
It's about buying new players because you're getting Champions League consistently now. It's not about we can't sell players. That's the first year.
Yeah,
That's the
but
second
once
year.
you
You need to buy players.
Yeah, but once
you need to buy
start
guys.
selling
They always hit home
players,
runs with that.
and then you buy players, it takes time for this. You know, when you keep the team and the way that Atalanta is playing right now, they're playing great, and everybody's playing really good with each other. But once you start selling, then the chemistry is not
I'm
there
not disagreeing
anymore,
with-
and then it takes time to put them together.
I'm not disagreeing with
The reason
you,
why I'm looking for somebody to win, an Italian team to win the Champions League, and Atalanta is not going to win the Champions League.
They don't have a big name.
Right. No, they don't have a big name.
They're building.
He's
a
saying because they
legacy.
sell their best players,
They-
which they do.
They didn't do last season.
Listen, before Atalanta
didn't
wins
do
the
it.
Champions League, I want to see Atalanta wins the Scudetto. Show me that you can win a Scudetto, and then
Well,
I'll
they
go
showed
for
it
the
the past 3
Champions League.
seasons. They stayed
But
in
they don't-
Champions League. Well, they're going slowly.
Okay,
and
but
slowly,
then-
and they're
then-
second place right now.
You have to see his point too.
I do see
in
his
a way.
point, but I don't
He's
think,
saying
I
he
think
wants
he's
the
going
best
harsh.
4 possible teams to have a chance.
But
to
I think he's going
play-
based
be
on
champion.
name rather than how they're actually operating, which I don't agree with.
But Atalanta did sell a
Personally.
lot of
Your
players.
top 4?
Though.
Your top
Yeah,
4?
in the past. but
Top
now
4
it's
that I
different.
think
Yeah.
would be Inter, Atalanta, Juve, Milan.
Now that you
I
want.
hope it would be Napoli over either Juve or Milan.
If you had to choose your 4, who would it be? Inter?
could I add Sassuolo in there? Could I add
No.
Benevento in there?
No.
Nah, it would be Inter, Atalanta. Damn, I hate saying Milan, but Milan.
You don't have to
Napoli.
choose Milan.
Milan, Napoli.
Milan Napoli. Okay, I see how it is. All right, it'll be. I think it will be Inter, Juve, Atalanta, Milan. That's how I think it will be.
Let me ask you though: is Ronaldo out?
If they get out of
Depends.
Champions League,
Yeah, I think
probably.
he's definitely out.
I think if they don't get Champions League, 100%.
Yeah, I
out.
think so too.
Yeah, you can't. Ronaldo's not playing Europa
Exactly.
League. He can't play Europa League.
Does he want to be out?
Or conference.
At least he'll
league.
get something Messi never got. You know,
He got
settle
Serie
the
A.
goal. Settle the
gonna
goal.
He got
leave
Serie A in Premier League
Settle
already
the
over
goal, he
Messi.
said.
Messi stopped once he
And
turned
international
30.
trophies.
Yeah.
And international trophies too. Yeah, you're right. All right, guys, we're good.
Yeah, I think.
Good podcast,
I think we said
Sabino.
everything.
Thank you for coming
Thank
on.
you, thank
you.
Yo, it's such a
Legend.
different
Thanks.
conversation. My
It's
God.
nice,
Thank you,
though.
Maidana.
Yo, if you saw yesterday's,
No, I watched it.
yesterday's
I
was
watched it.
wild.
crazy.
Listen,
It
by the
was
way, can we
wild.
call Antonio because I just gotta,
You
we
want to call
got
Antonio?
to talk
Yeah,
some.
should we
smack.
end the
let's end
podcast
it.
by
Let's end it.
calling Antonio?
Okay, yeah.
Mike,
that
you could
sounds
end the
good.
podcast from your computer over there.
I think I can. Yeah.
Okay, let's call Antonio real quick. Let's see if he answers.
So in the meantime, you know how much money you're going to get for winning first place?
It's like 20 million, right?
33.
Oh, 33. That's a left wing back, right?
Nice chunk of change, if you ask me.
Gosens. Maybe Atalanta. So
Hey,
I
Antonio.
don't think so.
We're live on a podcast right now, but I have Sabino right next to me. He wants to say something.
What happened, Ando?
Sabino next to you.
Yeah.
Tell that guy that screw
It's a toilet paper trophy, right?
It is actually a toilet paper stained, a stained toilet paper. Because a toilet paper, when it's clean, it's okay. But that's a stained toilet paper. That's as good as
You're so pleasant, Ando. You must be really fun at parties.
Oh, crap.
Thanks, Anto.
I was not invited.
We have Mike.
Turkey sandwich from Sabino. I didn't get crap.
No. We have Mike, my dad, and Sabino who didn't get to talk yesterday about the Inter Scudetto, so we let them talk.
You don't have to explain. AC Milan, they're not invited.
Ando, I'm telling you one thing though. You better pray. Ando, you better pray AC Milan ends in 4th place because I'm gonna throw toilet paper at your house.
Yeah.